Hey guys, it's Dan, and I just want to walk you through what I would normally bring on any 3-season backpacking trip, like this Outdoor Research Helium 2, or maybe this Mountain Hardwear Ghost Whisperer. Anyway, let me get this stuff laid out on the floor for you, and I'll walk you through it one by one. Just a real quick overview. I'm not going to get too in depth with the stuff. I'm not going to go through any of the weights or anything like that. It's not ultra light what I bring. I would consider it more lightweight, but that's just because I like some comfort. So here we go. Hey guys, I got everything laid out for you on my gear room slash office floor. And I'll just kind of kick things off left to right so you can kind of get an idea of what I like to take. Again, this is not an ultralight setup. This is just a lightweight setup that I like to bring. I like a lot of comforts, and that is perfectly fine. I am not a thru hiker. My wife would never ever allow me to be a thru hiker. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so starting off, I got everything carrying in a Z-Packs Arc Blast. I got a couple hip belt pockets on there, and I also have a shoulder belt pouch on there, which I do carry a water bottle in. Up here, I'll kind of walk you through my sleep system here. I've got I'm a hammock camper, and that is a Cuben fiber slash Dyneema tarp. It's got the reflected cord on there. It is from Hammock Gear. It's got doors on it. It's a great tarp. Just to the left of that there, that little orange thing there with that titanium looking pin there, that is a stake that I got from Dutchware. And that is what I use for my guidelines to tie down my stake. I got the tarp worms or the hook worms up there. I can never remember which one that it is. Those are great. I'd like a no-tie system. That little mesh bag there is just something I got off of Amazon. That yellow cordage came in, just cheap yellow cordage that I actually turned into a pack hanger. As you can see there, it's got a little carabiner just off to the left there. All right. And then I do have my Enlightened Equipment Revelation 20-degree quilt. And that is my Lynx Warbonnet 20-degree underquilt. I do sleep in a Warbonnet Ridge Runner hammock. This thing is fantastic. If you do not know what that is, it is a bridge hammock. It is not a gathered end hammock like most guys like to sleep in. This thing helps out with hammock claustrophobia. It lays really super flat. It's super lightweight. It is a fantastic. It's kind of like sleeping on a bed almost. That's how flat you can lay. You can almost lay on your stomach in this thing. I am a creature of comfort. I like my chairs. This is the Helinox Chair Zero. I've had this chair for about a year, and it is awesome. I will never ever go backpacking without it. It is fantastic. I use a piece of Tyvek as ground cloth. Down there is that little tiny thing there. That is my Trekology pillow. That's just a little blow-up pillow. Weighs about 3 ounces. It's great. And then in order to get my Ridge Runner hammock as lightweight as possible, I replaced what are called spreader bars with use my trekking poles. And these are the only trekking poles that I could find that would work well, that wouldn't have an issue with breaking, and they're made by Mountainsmith, and they're the Trekker FX trekking poles. They're aluminum trekking poles. They weigh about 10 ounces each. They're not the locking system that you flick. They're the ones that you spin. They're okay. They're not the best. But then I have these little tips that go on the top end. There's a camera mount on the top end of each one of these trekking poles, and those tips work great to be able to go lock into my Ridge Runner hammock well. So when I'm not sleeping in my Ridge Runner, because sometimes I do sleep in a Blackbird XLC from Warbonnet, I do take different trekking poles, some carbon fiber ones that I got from CNOC. This thing right here is a sit pad that I got from Dutchware Gear. This is a great alternative to the Z-Lite that a lot of you guys carry and a lot of other people carry. This only weighs about a half an ounce. That's folded up into quarters. The reason I carry that is because sometimes if I don't want to whip out my chair, sometimes it's just a real quick stop, I'm tired, or the ground is real wet, I want to kind of sit on a stump instead, whatever, I can throw that out there. Or it helps with cold spots in your hammock. Sometimes you get a little cold spot under a leg or under an arm or something that's kind of sticking out from the underquilt, and that helps out great. I carry 2 Smart Water bottles for water carry. I like to carry a 500 milliliter, that's a half liter, and then also the 1,000 milliliter, that's the 1 liter. And I like the sport caps. I like that because I can always keep that
smaller one nice and snug in my shoulder belt pocket while having a second water bottle to refill. And then I like to use those, those little powder drink mixes. Those work great in this smaller bottle. And then I also have extra storage here. I got a 2-liter CNOC or NOC or however you say it, Outdoors Vector water bag, the dirty water bag that I can carry another 2 liters. So I've got a total of 3.5 liters of water that I can carry. And I filter everything in a Sawyer squeeze, the old school Sawyer squeeze. This thing works great. No complaints whatsoever. My toiletries are real simple. I keep some Purell hand sanitizer. Always take hand sanitizer with you. I do carry a small amount of toilet paper. I have chapstick that works also as chafing cream, and if you're wondering if I use it for both my lips and chafing, I do not. There are other ways to get it on you, like utilizing your toilet paper. The Z-Packs toothbrush and toothpaste, this just in a little ultralight thing that I picked up from Z-Packs. You can get it there super cheap. Just a fun little purchase, but that's what I use for brushing my teeth. And then I do take Dude wipes with me. I do not take this whole pack that's just stand-in. I do pull out just a small handful of those, and I put everything in a nice Ziploc bag and carry that with me. I got some cheap dry bags from Meijer. These weigh maybe 3/4 of an ounce, and they're different colors. These are way less expensive than buying the Cuben Fiber or the Dyneema ones that you see all the time. I've had these since I started backpacking. These are great. I do intend to switching one of these out for a larger food bag, because the food bag one that I use, it's a yellow one. I think it's a 8-liter bag. It's just a little bit too small for some of the longer trips that I go on. For as far as my medical kit goes, I have this Adventure medical kit, and it is a modified medical kit. It's not the one that you buy, although I did like the bag, so I kept the bag. Inside there I just keep some small bandages, some Leukotape, some gauze, and that's about it. On the right of that I have the Picardin Insect Repellent Lotion. That's great insect repellent. I highly recommend it. That's the 4-ounce version. And then for my ditty bag, I carry an extra hip belt pocket as a ditty bag. And the story on that is that one of my Z-Packs hip belt pockets started to come apart at the seams. I emailed Z-Packs, told them it was about 11 months in, it was ripping apart, and they sent me a brand new one. They were great. Just instantly sent it to me. It was awesome. All I had to do was send them a picture of it. So that's what I use as my hip belt pocket. I thought, man, that's a great way to utilize a separate ditty bag instead of having to go out and buy another one. So inside there I keep a headlamp, which is the Nitecore NU25. I have a Sea to Summit head net for the super buggy days. I also keep an extra flashlight that is the Olight S1R Baton Turbo with a diffuser on it. If you've watched any of my other videos, there's a video out there about hammock claustrophobia that I have. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it right here. It's just kind of walking you through how to get rid of hammock claustrophobia and how it worked for me, but this was the solution for me, that flashlight with a diffuser. Down there, if you're wondering what that other thing is below the flashlight, well, actually in between there it's hard to see, but there is a Benchmade Mini Griptilian pocket knife that I bring. Pretty lightweight, weighs about an ounce and a half. Down below that, if you're wondering what that is a trigger guard. Sometimes I do carry a firearm with me in certain situations, and that is the trigger guard holster that I use. Right here is my cook system. This is just a Evernew titanium pasta pot. It's a 1-liter pot. It's got the markings on the side. This thing is super lightweight. It is expensive, but it weighs almost as much as my other titanium. It's a Toaks titanium 550 milliliter, super popular backpacking pot. But this one carries more water. I'm able to strain things easily. The lid snaps on nice and tight. It's got the silicone handles, and when I go with my kids or my wife, this is just a great way to bring. I only have to boil once for a couple of different people. So I'm a gas canister guy there, as you can see, and then below that I have just a small sponge that I cut so that it would fit inside the pot. I carry a Bic lighter, a BRS stove, and then that little yellow thing to the right of the BRS stove is a Sea to Summit Hot Lips, and that just goes right on the side of the pot. Keeps my lips from burning if I have any coffee or hot chocolate that gets really hot. I wrap everything up in a rubber band. I don't carry that in a pouch or a mesh. Everything snugs and nests neatly inside of the pot, and just wrap it up with rubber band. The only thing that doesn't really fit in there is that spork/spoon that you're looking at right there. That's the Human Gear Duo. That thing is great. I just keep that in my outside pocket of my mesh pocket on my my backpack, and that will snap together and create a really long spork or fork or spoon, so it gets right down deep into those Mountain House or Packet Gourmet meals or whatever you guys take. For my electronics, it's real simple. I film stuff when I'm out on a Canon G7X Mark II. I power everything with a 10,000 milliamp hour Anker battery. I have just a couple different cables for all my stuff that I like to charge. I got an Apple cable, a little micro USB cable for my headlamp, and then also that little blue looking one there, that is for my flashlight. It's a rechargeable flashlight. I also, for quick snaps, for navigation, short video, that kind of thing, I carry a iPhone XS, I think. It's the new one as of today's date. And then also up here for clothing, I just kind of threw some stand-in items. I always carry some type of a baseball hat with me. My Mountain Hardwear Ghost Whisperer Super Ultralight down jacket. That comes with me almost every trip except for the super hot ones. You can barely see it down there, but that is an Outdoor Research Helium 2 rain jacket. It's fantastic. It's worth every penny. This is the Columbia pants that I wear. They are zip-off pants, so they're convertible pants. Those are great. Everything I wear is synthetic. And then that shirt there is a Columbia performance fishing gear shirt. I got off of Amazon. Great shirt. The sleeves roll up. It's ventilated. Works out well. My Darn Tough socks there. Those are the best socks I've ever worn in my life. As a matter of fact, I took those socks off today to film and just threw them in as a stand-in because I literally wear Darn Tough socks every single day. I've got 3 or 4 pairs and I just wash them all the time. They're great. They lifetime guarantee. Fantastic socks. Never have to buy another pair of socks again. That is just a merino wool Buff brand Buff. Great. If you don't own a Buff, buy a Buff. Best thing you'll ever take backpacking. Thing's fantastic. And then for my feet, I use the Saucony Peregrine 6s. And these things got, probably 300 miles on them or so. These have been worn all over the place, from Colorado to the Smokies to Michigan. And they're great shoes. I love them. I've only gotten blisters after about maybe 40 miles or so is when I start getting blisters, possibly. And it's not because of the shoe. It's just because I don't backpack as much as I'd like to. Anyway, that's it. That's what I take with me pretty much on every trip, my 3-season trips. I do carry different additional stuff for winter backpacking. If you're interested in that, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, subscribe, like this video, tell your friends, share it, and we'll see you on the next one.